Until somebody links me something.
I have made
Bethesda hit piece. Okay, 2 hours. No.
Separate videos claiming that Blank's game design is outdated. And while I'm very proud of those videos, and I pretty confidently stand by those critiques, I wasn't planning on ever using the same outdated title again because I just didn't want it to become this gross YouTuber-y series where I'm just the outdated guy.
What is up, gamers? Welcome back to part 39 of Outdated Stuff. Today, we're going to be taking a look at this expired banana on my counter. If that ain't outdated, then you better call the dog catcher because it must be raining cats and dogs out here. But when thinking about the past 10 years of Bethesda Game Studios' catalog, Fallout 4, Fallout 76, billions more versions of Skyrim, and now Starfield,
there is not a more succinct or accurate word to describe how I feel about these games.
I have personally made things that some people did not like and criticized, and that's great. Honestly, that's fine. That's exactly how it should be.
Why am I saying that right now?
Just to say that I know what it feels like. I want to make it clear that I have a lot of respect and appreciation for the hardworking individual devs that crunch 12-hour days to release AAA games on time that we all get to play.
Thank you for making video games, everyone who makes video games out here in the prairie.
So I promise I don't mean to be hyperbolic or dramatic just for the sake of it when I say I am truly baffled by Starfield. It is seriously shocking to see just how little this game attempts to improve or even successfully reuse the same formula and same Frankenstein game engine that Bethesda have been selling to their fans for well over a decade. I cannot understand how this is the space adventure Todd Howard has dreamt of making for 25 years and cooked in the
That's what I'm saying.
But I wanted to try. I really wanted to understand.
I wanted to love this troubled game so badly.
And I stayed committed to this relationship for hours and hours and hours, ignoring every possible red flag that came my way. But I can't do it anymore. And I feel like I have to make this video just purely for my own sanity.
No, this one is for me.
Because this damn space game changed me.
People often describe Bethesda games as Bethesda games, but what does that even mean? In 2011, I would have said open world action RPG where you can go anywhere, do anything, good or evil, knight or wizard, but you're definitely going to be a sneak archer like every single time without fail. To me, it meant giant world with total player freedom to do what they wanted to do. Don't like someone? Shoot them in the face. Want someone's stuff? Sneak behind their waist. Want to climb that mountain? Hump it on the face. Fallout 3 was my first Betty game after convincing my dad that, nah, dude, it's not violent at all. You don't have to be violent. You could choose to be good and talk your way out of every situation.
Which was total fucking bullcrap.
Yes, these games might be RPGs, but they heavily lean on the action part of action RPG. Can you sometimes do quests non-violently? Definitely. But more often than not, your to-do list revolves around you killing people and things and spiders and ghouls, and there's usually not a whole lot of wiggle room around that part. A lot of the time, your choices are boiled down to, okay, so do you want to set them on fire first and then shoot them, or just do them raw? If you play Fallout New Vegas, made by Obsidian, those are some RPG-ass RPG choices, where I feel like the player has way more freedom to express themselves morally, ethically, whatever, in a given quest. But as much as I gush about New Vegas on this channel, there is something missing in this game when compared to Fallout 3.
Atmosphere. I think Bethesda typically crushes that shit.
Even though New Vegas is a much better game mechanically, Betty's world felt a lot more engrossing to explore. Even if a lot of the supposed freedom promised to the player is kind of an illusion, you know, you can't actually kill anyone if they're an essential NPC for a quest line, they just take a nap on the floor. Still, Bethesda does a really great job at making you feel like you're on this grand adventure.
And the soundtracks, dude, oh my god.
I'm interested.
The Skyrim soundtrack alone might be up there with Chrono Trigger for like the greatest video game score ever made.
All of these songs make you feel like you're living inside of an ancient blade made of suede.
Oh my god, I'm getting really fucking tired of always coming home to this dude saying some more stupid crap. Hi, I'm Jakey, and Jakey, attorneys at law. Thanks to Opera GX for sponsoring this video. Opening and also did keep you GX will kill in one.
No. Go away.
So many. But because Bethesda games are so unique and so dearly beloved by so many fans, people often give them a free pass when it comes to certain issues because, it's a Bethesda game. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Such as dated melee combat, and extremely dated gun combat, even for the time. Brain dead enemy AI, clunky UIs that always have to be fixed with mods, optimization and performance issues that always have to be fixed with mods, enough bugs to fill a fucking terrarium that always have to be fixed with mods. If any other AAA shooter had the same issues that Fallout 3 had, where the guns barely even functioned and cast bullets from their mouths like spells from a wizard's sleeve, and the game ran at 6 frames per second on the PS3 because, oops, you saved too many times, don't do that, people would riot. But because these issues are part of a giant package and the appeal is usually greater than a sum of its janky parts, people just kind of go, What are you gonna do?
It's
What are
a
you gonna do?
Bethesda game.
Which, sure, maybe in 2008, maybe some of this stuff could be ignored. But it is not 2008 anymore.
Hell, it is not even 2011, my brother.
In a post-Skyrim world where they have re-released that game so many times and it has sold over...
I'm gonna be real with you though. Like, real talk. If Elder Scrolls 6 comes out and it plays identically to Skyrim, which came out 12 years earlier, I'm day one buying that. I am day one buying that shit, and I am gonna love it. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's just what it is.
For 60 million copies now. The whole, but it's a Bethesda game excuse is, you guessed it,
Shit from a butt.
Fallout 4 was when I could no longer stay blind to Bethesda's strong reluctance to leave the caveman Stone Age prehistoric time.
Dude, you can still feel all of the typical creation jank underneath everything.
You still had to edit an INI file to change the FOV or turn off mouse acceleration. The physics were still tied to the frame rate. The load times could still go on for an eternity. But hey, at least they made guns function like kind of actual guns this time, which should be the bare minimum for a first-person shooter in 2015. Meanwhile, Halo's 14 getting ready for her winter formal. Simple things for a shooter like swapping weapons or throwing grenades felt super unresponsive and wonky, like the game was constantly fighting you on every delayed input. And again, 2015, this wasn't like a long time ago.
But man, I still played the shit out of this game, and Fallout 4 is the most bare bones RPG.
Where Fallout New Vegas went left toward old school traditional Fallout games, Fallout 4 was like, alright, so it's kind of like janky Minecraft but with guns.
I hated Fallout 4, it was terrible.
It's actually pretty fun. The gameplay loop of exploring a detailed Bethesda world filled with cool stuff, getting loot and supplies from fighting baddies and using VATs, using those supplies to upgrade your guns, working on your settlements with the janky ass builder that also has to be fixed with mods.
If there's a builder, I'm telling you right now, if there's a fucking builder, build your own home bullshit in fucking Elder Scrolls 6, and significant sacrifices have been made to the game for this fucking builder, I'm gonna kill, I'm gonna Minecraft Todd Howard.
It was all pretty fun to me. Objectively, my critic brain is like, yeah, this game has a lot
Can we
of
stop
flaws,
spamming,
and the
please, or
dialogue
I'll time you
system
out?
really sucks, and the perk tree sucks, and the role-playing options are basically non-existent. And the main story makes like zero sense if you stop and think about it, because if someone was searching for their kidnapped baby son, why would they stop and help a bunch of other families first and eat 100 rad roaches? But subjectively, my Bethesda brain is like, ooh, boy, I better scrounge up some more of these desk fans. Even with all its jank, and there is a lot of jank in Fallout 4, like any area downtown just straight up doesn't run well at all. For what it was, I had fun with Fallout 4.
But what it was unfortunately a very crystal clear sign that Bethesda was falling behind the times harder than ever before. Also, I went to kindergarten and first grade here and walked home from school one day and realized we got out early because of 9/11. I don't know why I'm talking about that right now.
I wish I could say I was shocked when Fallout 76 turned out to be shit from a butt, but dude, I wasn't shocked at all.
Not trying to be on some cool guy shit, but the second I saw the reveal presentation and how it was gonna run on the same janky ass engine that barely manages to work as a single player game, and now it's gonna be multiplayer online, like www.com type online, yeah Todd, and I'll be a monkey's uncle. Oh, my sweet bimbo, you have returned. You all know this story. Game comes out, one of the worst launches ever. Bug terrarium is like 16 times the detail. Bethesda gets super scummy about refunds and then gets super scummy about pushing these overly priced microtransactions. Also cheaps out on the canvas bag that's supposed to be included in the collector's edition.
It was awful. Fallout 76 is like the poster child for taking advantage of a devout fan base and releasing a clearly unfinished, faulty product.
I'll see a lot of people online chalk up 76's failure to, well, it wasn't Todd and his main team that made the game. It was there was their B team, Bethesda Austin, but I'm pretty sure that's not the full story. According to several anonymous devs that worked on 76, as quoted in this Kotaku article that you should check out.
Okay, can we stop the spamming, please, or else?
Studios worked on
I swear to God.
Senior staff from Fallout 4's
come
team,
on.
staff taken away from the Starfield team, staff taken away from the Redfall team at Arcane, which, Jesus Christ, that's a whole thing on its own. Jiminy Cricket and a jockstrap. 76, as described in this article, sounded like a massive live service black hole that no one wanted to touch, because the writing was all over the bug-covered walls that it was never going to end well.
Whoa,
but in
that's
typical
pretty cool.
AAA game dev fashion, QA
Was the
teams
food
get
good?
treated
It was.
like total
It was.
shit, and upper management
It's pretty
ignores
good. Yeah,
issues
it was
raised
pretty
and
good.
continue to force
Yeah,
everyone
you know
to
what?
crunch
It
toward
was
this deadline
pretty
they knew
good.
They were never gonna make. And yeah, Todd Howard.
I just need to
not
make sure that
directed
I'm
76, but he's still listed as executive producer, and he's the one that went on the big stage and was like,
I'm
"This
not
is
like
the biggest
bloated when I go
made. It's
exercise.
16 times awesome. You're all gonna nut. Yo, run that John Denver joint!" And the pre-orders go crazy, and everyone's hyped.
I'll probably
out
end
of their
stream at
mind,
like
and then it comes out, and
I'll
it's a
probably
trope.
end stream in like an hour and a half, I would say. I'll end it at 11. I'll go to the gym because the gym closes at midnight, so I'll end the stream at like 11, and then I'll go work out, and then I'll come home at midnight.
And suddenly now Todd is all, yeah, we knew it wasn't gonna be like a high Metacritic score game, but you know what? It sold really well. It's not about how it starts, it's about what it becomes. Thank you very much. Yo, run that John Denver joint.
Come on, man.
According to that same article, Todd was very adamant on the whole no NPCs feature, no matter how much the dev team pleaded that it was an insane choice for Bethesda. You know, the studio most closely associated with NPCs, but also
In a weird way, Todd to me feels like a guy that like How do I describe this? Todd feels like just a guy, you know, that makes games. He doesn't really feel like a company that makes games in the same way. Like, he just feels like this is this dude that makes games and he has like a lot of money, but he's just making games like a regular dude and stuff. And yeah, like he has big budgets or whatever. He doesn't have scenes just CEO. I think he probably has a good amount of input. I don't know. I felt like Starfield was like his like baby. You know? But I don't think he makes games to be like commercially optimized at all. I don't think he thinks about anything like that, truly, when he goes, like, I don't know if that's just me, that's what it feels like. He doesn't think about that shit. He just seems like a little, like, he's like a big kid. I don't know how else to describe him.
Also, maybe Todd isn't the main bad guy responsible, you know? Maybe he was just under a lot of pressure from big money investors at parent company ZeniMax to make a live service cash cow that would exploit fans and inevitably make a ton of money.
I don't know all the details, but there's enough breadcrumbs to make it insane to me that someone along the food chain with authority, whether Todd or otherwise, didn't stop and adamantly scream,
"Hey, let's maybe delay this game permanently?"
But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Regardless of whose fault 76 was, the damage was done and the pressure was on. After an underwhelming and outdated Fallout 4 and an underbaked and severely malnourished Fallout 76, Bethesda really needed to reach for the Skyrim once again and dunk another classic into our laps. But Todd, he don't play basketball.
He plays chess.
He plays chess. Don't let me leave, Murph.
I was writing games when I was, 12, whatever. And the other kids in the block would say, I'm going to play quarterback for the Cowboys. And I'd be like, I'm going to make video games and everyone's going to play them. Like, you dork. Go back to the chess club. Who's laughing now? Yes, I was in the chess club.
It's hard not to like Todd Howard.
I love
he has
him.
This Michael Scott type charisma
that's weirdly hard to resist. And I find his story of repeatedly applying to Bethesda only to be rejected over and over really inspiring.
Because once he got his leather jacket ass wearing through that door, he would direct Morrowind, executive produce Oblivion, direct both Fallout 3 and Skyrim. Love him or hate him, the man's resume speaks for itself. And good God, would you look at that jacket. For being considered AAA, Bethesda is not a very big studio. Around 100 people made Skyrim, and they currently only employ like 420 people across all of their studios.
Yeah, they're not like crazy big.
1,000 people worked on GTA 5 before its release.
That's what I'm saying.
6,000 different people have worked on it since.
That's what I'm trying. I was trying to express that, but I didn't have the words for it when I was saying earlier about him as like a big kid. It's like I couldn't express it in a better way than that. It doesn't feel like the same amount of like people or like numbers or anything goes into like Skyrim as GTA or anything. It still feels, despite the fact that I know it's a 400 and something person studio, but it feels like a small studio, at least for its popularity.
It's crazy to me considering how slow GTA Online still is.
On the one hand, I think it's really impressive that Bethesda is much smaller than other big-name studios because it means they must have some really powerful paladins over there casting some serious buffs.
But also, when you're making that AAA money and your games continue to come out janky as shit,
maybe hire some more fucking people to make your games actually function properly when you sell them for $70.
One source from that same article said, Bethesda is a big company that thinks it's a small company, with a mentality of, well, this worked in the 90s, so we're just gonna keep doing it.
I mean, yeah, after playing Starfield, that's definitely what it feels like.
Boy, I'll tell you what, when I booted that sumbitch up, it was like seeing an X for the first time in 8 years. A poorly optimized X who struggles to have human-like facial expressions. Starfield isn't even just Skyrim again, but in space, which was always Todd's elevator pitch. No, it would be such an improvement if it was. But no, this is not a Bethesda game based on the definition the dumbass by the piano gave earlier. That signature Bethesda open world exploration and sense of scale.
Sometimes you're afraid you're that X.
That feeling of, ooh, there's something interesting around corner.
I just want Elder Scrolls 6. I just want it to be Skyrim 2. I just want it to be Oblivion 3. You know what I mean? I want it to be Morrowind 4. I don't want Fallout 4, but in the Outer Scrolls world. I don't want that shit. I don't want Fallout New Vegas, but in fucking Elder Scrolls world. I don't want Starfield, but in Elder Scrolls world. I want a sequel to Skyrim. That's all I want. I want another world to play in. I want another cast of characters. I want slightly better combat. It doesn't have to be super better. Don't reinvent the wheel. It's just, I don't care if it's the same outdated melee combat. Please, just it's fine if it's relatively similar it doesn't have to be different combat. It can be the same combat. Just give me slightly better animations, give me a new world, give me 1,800 books that I'm never gonna read, give me spells I can cast, give me enemies I can fight, give me armor I can wear, give me NPCs I can make fun of, give me a character customizer that I can play with, give me birth signs, give me fucking give me vampires, give me werewolves, give me thieves guild, give me mages guild, give me fighters guild, give me fucking the Daedric lords, give me the Aedric lords, give me the world, give me the lore, give it to me, give it to me, give me the Thalmor, give me a story about the world. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for much. Just give me the Elder Scrolls world. Give me a compelling story in the Elder Scrolls world. Give me good graphics. Give me nice music. Give me cooking. I don't care. Give me alchemy. Give me enchanting. Give me fucking what I want, okay? Give me destruction magic, illusion magic, conjuration. Give me light armor, heavy armor. Don't reinvent the wheel. Give me Skyrim 2. Amen.
There's like 1,000 planets. How can it get any more open world than that? Yeah, and you want to know what you do on 99% of those 1,000 planets?
This. You walk and walk and walk and sprint.
Marlin is pretty different. Yeah, I don't, it doesn't have to be this. I don't want, like, when I say Skyrim 2, I don't want literally the same game. Like, I don't want literally just play Skyrim, but it's like a bunch of modders made a new world to play Skyrim in. Okay? Like, I'm not saying give me that, okay? I'm just saying give me, like, horses that I can ride with updated horse combat so I can actually fight on horseback. Give me that. Give me the same horses as from fucking Skyrim. The same ones that can climb up a mountain by jumping up the side of it. The same horses that die if they fall more than 5 feet. Give me the same horses. Just let me use my fucking magic on the horseback, okay? Just let me cast spells on horseback and use a bow and arrow on horseback. Okay? Give me, if you're gonna put dragons in and you're gonna put dragon riding in, give me dragon riding that actually feels like dragon riding. Not dragon riding that's a fucking, you sit on top of it and it fucking doesn't move. Okay? And you don't even get to fly it. It just flies around at random and you just are on top of the dragon. Give me, if you're gonna put in actual dragon riding, just let me fucking ride the dragon and control where it goes. And actually fly around and land and shit and have it make some fucking semblance of fluidity and sense. Okay? Fuck.
And jetpack jump and get really good at watching your O2 sprint meter go up and down and up and down. There is no rover to drive. There is no ship to fly. You just walk and walk and walk until you get to the most copy-pasted structure that you have already seen a bunch of times.
Starfield is the exploration equivalent of holding the Player 2 controller that isn't actually plugged in. It is the illusion of planetary exploration duct taped together by 1,000 loading screens and a strong desire to waste so much of your time.
No, but I hate people because when you go, this is why space games are shit. You know what 97%, 98.90, sorry, what am I talking about? 99.999999999% of planets look like? You guessed it. They look like this. Okay? Who the fuck wants to play a space exploration game when this is literally 99% of what you're gonna see? It's just fucking rocks. Was anyone surprised No Man's Sky was shit? Not me. You know why? Because 99.99999999999% of fucking planets are just rocks. Who the fuck wants to explore a rock?
Actually plugged in. It is the illusion of planetary exploration duct taped together by 1,000 loading screens and a strong desire to waste so much of your time.
Let's talk about fast travel. Can you say fast travel? Fast travel. Can you say loading screen? Loading screen. Loading screen. Loading screen before fast travel? After fast travel, loading screen. Fast traveling to complete a quest. Fast traveling to start a quest. That's so silly. Loading screen. Peekaboo, loading screen. Can you say fast travel? Wasting your time? No.
On the way.
Not only is fast travel highly recommended whenever possible in Starfield, but it is straight up required.
You cannot fly your ship from planet to planet or even on a single planet. You can enter your ship with a nice loading screen and then sit in your pilot's chair with a nice unskippable animation.
Why?
Why?
Why? Why can you not fly your fucking spaceship in the space exploration game? Who fucking made this? Why?
and fast travel there with another loading screen, and then click on the planet to land with another loading screen. Or if your destination is in space, do another unskippable animation to dock your ship followed by another immediate loading screen. But hopefully, if you've already discovered the specific location you want to go to, you can just fast travel straight there. The second I realized I was avoiding my ship whenever possible, you know, the central core part of a space exploration game, it was over. The most heartbreaking part is that the ship builder is fucking amazing. It's like virtual Legos. It is by far the best new thing Bethesda did with this game. But where do you get to fly your ship that you just lovingly spent 3 hours making? In orbit! Yay! Let's travel on up to space and float around fighting bad guys and running away from cops with the awful bounty system, which I will get to later. I will spend way too much time talking about that later. What's really weird is that between the different elements you can mine on planets and the different things you can prioritize within the ship builder, there's enough breadcrumbs here to assume that at one point Starfield was probably more of a survival type space game, meaning that landing on a planet maybe served more of a purpose than just sort of wandering around aimlessly. Maybe the temperature changes in extreme conditions actually mattered more than they currently do, which is like, not really at all. The ship builder even has options to upgrade the fuel tanks or a grav drive so that you can jump further into a system. But if you don't upgrade those things, that's fine too. You'll just have to fast travel to a closer system first and then fast travel to the one you actually want to go to. So upgrading that stuff in your ship just saves you from seeing 2 loading screens, and now you only see 1. How is this game real?
Starfield has 1,000 planets, and I wish it had like 5.
Yeah, not every planet in real life space would have a bunch of cool stuff on it either.
Yeah, duh. But that's not my
What's
point.
this statement say? Sorry. We are sorry that you do not like landing on different planets and finding many of them empty. Some of Starfield's planets are meant to be empty by design. That's not boring. When the astronauts went to the moon, there was nothing there. They certainly weren't bored. The intention of Starfield's exploration is to evoke a feeling of smallness in players and make you feel overwhelmed. You can continue to explore and find worlds that do have resources you need or hidden. That's what I'm saying. No, I agree with this guy. Like, what the fuck is the point of having a space game if there's no fucking moons that have nothing on them? What's the point? If you play a space game and you're upset that planets have nothing on them, like, shut up, bro. Like, why'd you buy the game? You're dense as fuck. Why the fuck would you go to space and be surprised that a planet doesn't have life on it? You know how many planets have life on them? None. Like 1. Like literally like 1 planet. Like, maybe you just don't like space. Maybe you just, in fact, have you ever considered this, space losers? Maybe you just don't like space. Maybe you like the idea of space, but you don't like real space. Maybe you just don't like it. You just don't like space, and that's fine. You don't have to like space. I don't like space personally, but at least I'm honest about it, and I don't pretend to like space because I like some fictional version of space that has 87 billion planets with life and fucking human civilization or their own version of civilization on it. Like, you just don't like space. Shut up and get over it. You don't like real space. You like fake space. Your own fault.
Space would have a bunch of cool stuff on it either.
Yeah, duh. But that's not my point.
My point is that this is not really a good illusion of anything other than the unfortunate passage of time. No Man's Sky can also have some boring-ass procedurally generated planets. But you know what? At least you can actually fly to them. Playing Starfield is like watching a magician pull a rabbit out of a hat, but every time he's about to do it, he's like, no, you gotta close your eyes while I do it though. But what about what? I'm not a Best Buy Geek Squad looking ass. Don't say I am. Starfield may have been made with the shiny new Creation Engine 2, but you ain't fooling anyone with that 2, Todd. You may have slapped a spoiler on it, but it's still a fucking geometric. I'm still editing an INI file just to change the FOV or turn off mouse acceleration to make aiming feel better. I'm still clicking on doors and seeing that all too familiar fade out loading screen all the time.
Why did you not optimize this game for PC?
We did. It's running great. It is a next-gen PC game. We really do push the technology, so you may need to upgrade your PC for this game, but it's got a lot of great stuff going on in it, and the fans are responding awesome.
All right, Todd,
Facts.
I upgraded
See?
my PC,
Spit your
but I
shit,
still
King.
can't turn on HDR or even mess with the brightness settings, even though the Xbox version already has HDR. And to get a decent frame rate, I have to use upscaling, but I have an NVIDIA card, and you only have FSR supported with no DLSS. Oh, someone already modded DLSS into the game within like a couple days. Oh, programmers are making comprehensive breakdowns on Reddit detailing just how poorly optimized the game is.
Nah, if Todd said it's optimized, then it's probably optimized. I believe him. I will follow my Nord brother into the pearly gates of Sovngarde and found and graze my hand upon that holy leather.
Breaking news, as of November 15th, Bethesda is finally patching Starfield, adding an FOV slider, poorly implemented HDR, and much-needed DLSS support. Along with clear massive performance gains for both CPU and GPU areas, it's almost as if the game did in fact launch very unoptimized. The timing couldn't be better, 2 months after everyone already stopped playing it.
This game hurts my stupid giant head. I can't understand it. I can't seem to do anything right after experiencing this so-called game. Oh my god, I didn't even bring that up yet. God damn it.
In Starfield, you can build settlements, and you have more freedom than ever with the builder, but there's not a whole lot of motivators to interact.
I swear to God, they're gonna put this builder bullshit in my Elder Scrolls game, and I am never going to forgive them for this.
Other than harvesting resources from a planet largely void of life. Add that to the super confusing structure of actually trying to connect your settlements across star systems and all the fast travel screens in between, and your ship cargo and your inventory, and getting over encumbered, and ugh. In Fallout 4, it wasn't fun because the builder was good. Hell no. It's janky as hell and super frustrating. But it was fun because you were bringing life back into the apocalypse and building off of really cool existing unique structures so that the dumbass settlers could take back the land. But all of that was powered by the initial core desire of actually wanting to go out and explore and shoot stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right. You shoot guns in this game. Starfield also has guns.
I don't mind that shit. Like, I don't mind, like, build your own home for your family. Like, that's fine. I don't want there to be sections of the world that are empty, that are specifically empty so that you can fucking build on them. I don't want that. I want a crafted world. I want you to craft the world for me. I don't want to build my own fucking world. If I wanted, I would just play fucking Minecraft. I don't want to build my own Elder Scrolls world. Build the world for me. Give me my Elder Scrolls, now!
Starfield has perks just like Fallout 4, and one of those perks is called Rapid Reload, and it does exactly what you think it would do. It makes your reloads faster.
At least that's what it should do. I'm a gamer. I like going fast. F it, throw it on, Todd. Send me the bill. It's on the house.
Days later, I'm playing the game and I throw my last grenade. I reload my gun, and it's way faster than usual. What's going on here? Come to find out, that perk hasn't worked the entire time I've had it, because evidently, if I have any sort of throwable equipped rapid reload, just doesn't work. I thought maybe I was alone, but nope. I looked it up, and apparently it's a common bug that, at least as of November 15th, still persists. Also, you know that text that appears at the top
grow
of the
up,
screen
dude. There's a
that
bug
says
in your game. Shut up.
that says hidden? Not only does this 2023 game use the same bare-bones stealth mechanics that are like 20 years old at this point, seeing that
Oh yeah,
text
if you
up
think
top-
you can do better stealth in Skyrim, then do it yourself. I've yet to find stealth that is better than fucking Skyrim in any game ever. Shut the hell up.
That's a perk now. And you can spend another whole ass perk point, and I quote, to upgrade the stealth meter, which just shows you if you're being close to being detected, which is...
I don't know what to tell you. Stealth in video games is ass. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's hard to put stealth systems into a game. Like, what do you want? Maybe you just don't like sneaking. Maybe you just don't enjoy stealth.
Basically exactly what the eye reticle thing already did in Skyrim.
Well, this is way better and worth spending the point, trust me.
The gunplay in Starfield is an improvement over Fallout 4, but that's like saying a bicycle is an improvement over a Razor scooter. It's still not an AK-47. The guns generally work a bit better with less delay, you're a bit more agile, you have a jetpack, which sometimes that can be fun. But as a shooter, in 2023, this game is still getting lapped by games from 2012. Hell, games from 2007, 2004. I'm serious, sit down, play Starfield for an hour, and then go boot up Far Cry 3, or Bioshock, or Call of Duty 4, or any game in the orange box, and then go back to Starfield and tell me how it feels. especially on controller. It just feels wrong. Fallout 4's shooting was barely serviceable only because of everything that surrounded it. It worked good enough because you got to explore a cool map and frequently fight cool, varied enemies using VATS. In Starfield, the cool map is gone, the enemies are sometimes varied, but it is predominantly brain-dead humanoid space pirates that will just stand there and let you shoot them. And VATS doesn't exist anymore, so the act of shooting someone needed to feel really, really good.
VATS never felt good. This shit is so ass. VATS is so boring, so dumb, so shit. If Fallout didn't have VATS, maybe I would have liked those games, but because they had it, they were unplayable.
So the act of shooting someone needed to feel really, really good. Throw in the still clunky melee combat, the super unintuitive UI of menus inside of menus, and the D-pad weapon swapping from Fallout 4 because apparently having a weapon wheel might make the creation engine explode, and what you have is a worse version of something that you have already played
8 years ago. All right, so what about quests? Bethesda has always been so strongly associated with NPCs and quests.
Here's an example of the most common basic ass type of quest in Skyrim. Hey, can you go to this dungeon and kill a bad guy? All right, sounds good. You know what? I'm even just gonna walk over there because it's not that far. Whoa, what's this? A dragon in this economy? Well, I mean, I'm here. I may as well ladder stall tomahawk the dragon real quick. All right, that's done. What was I doing? Oh, right, the dungeon. Oh, well, hold on a second. There's a cave right here. I mean, I'm here.
That's what I love about Skyrim. That's what makes Skyrim so good. There's just shit everywhere.
Alright, that was a pretty cool cave, and I feel like I got some cool shit out of that. Anyways, dungeon. Alright, let me just stealth archer these freaks real quick. Get some loot. Okay, I'm done. That was a pretty enjoyable, fun hour of gameplay I just got to experience. Here's an example of the most common basic-ass type of quest in Starfield. Hey, we lost our scientist friends. Can you go find him? We don't know where he is because we don't have any walkie-talkies or email or texting or cell phones in this planet, in this world. Yeah? Sure, I guess. All right. Damn. He's kind of out there. Whatever. I'm sure some cool stuff will happen along the way.
5 minutes later.
Why did I stop playing Skyrim? Wasn't it because it crashed or something? It bugged out on my first playthrough and then I had no motivation to do a second playthrough. Wasn't that what happened? I was having a blast with it and then it bugged out or some shit and I had to buy the other version and then I just never got back into it in the same way? Or no?
Man, I sure am getting pretty good at sprinting and jetpacking.
Yeah, but why did I get bored of second one? How long did I play it? And did I get what made me stop playing it?
You know, I bet the cave
I just
will
got
have
bored.
Like a cool monster in it or something once I get there. Oh, it's literally just you. And now I have to take you back with me? Well, okay, apparently.
But I want to play it again now. I want to play it right now,
I don't
though.
take you with me, so
it was like 2 to 3 weeks and Hyperfocus ended.
Your friends are looking for you, and now you're finding your own way back and going back. So why the hell did I even need to come find you in the first place? What the hell even is this game, dude? I shit you not. That type of quest pops up all the time, and even if it is an Operation Go Rescue Baby Scientist, it is something similarly mindless and uninspired. A lot of quests in Starfield just play out as a game of fast travel telephone.
You think Dark Souls 3 was directly after?
Like, hey, go tell this person in another galaxy that I said this. And you're like, okay, and you go through several fast travel loading screens and land at a place and go through another loading screen and then walk through a city and get to another place and talk to them. And then you finally talk to the person and they're like, well, tell them that I said this. And so you do all of that again and you go through all the fast travel loading screens and the loading screens and the entering building loading screens and you're like, all right, well, they said this. And it's like, is this what we're doing now? Like, if I'm like 8 years old and you told me, like, take all the graphics and stuff.
Yeah, but this game is shit. This isn't. Skyrim is better.
Like, hey, this is what video games are gonna be like. I'd be like, what the fuck? And this game is not a super in-depth choice.
Skyrim is a way better game.
Branching narrative, rich dialogue, CRPG. Like, I don't expect that from Bethesda, and that's fine. I never have. But if you're not that, and you're also not successfully doing the thing that largely defines your games, aka satisfying and rewarding open world exploration, then what the hell even are you? Like, I don't know what genre I would even call this game. Oh no, I'm being... Hold up, we're here to collect on a bounty. Oh man, we're gonna talk about the bounty in a bit. That's really funny timing. All right, well, sorry, gaming. Before the game came out, Phil Spencer, Xbox guy, said something along the lines of, I don't remember exactly, but it was like, I played it so many hours, whatever. I'm going full space pirate.
And I got excited when I heard this because I love game systems that let you fuck around and find out.
I'm sure some of you remember how I obsessed over the Wanted bounty system in Red Dead 2 because I just love pushing things and trying to understand how they mechanically work.
I think I can confidently say that the Wanted bounty system in Starfield is far worse than in Red Dead 2.
Being an evil space pirate in Starfield is so strongly discouraged that it is borderline impossible. There's a quest that you could find early on, but the first time you get arrested, you get taken to this ship and this cop, lieutenant guy, whatever, I don't remember his name. Hey, we don't actually want to throw you in jail, but we want you to be an informant in the space pirate fleet. Departed style, you fucking rat. And while conversing with this guy, at one point I saw the dialogue option that was essentially, fuck you, I'm fighting my way off this ship.
So obviously I quick saved and then immediately did that.
It was a total bloodbath. Like, I killed so many dudes and I racked up such a high bounty, but I noticed that a lot of the named NPCs wouldn't actually die when I shot them, which was a bit concerning, but I just kept on fighting. And eventually I fought my way all the way into the cockpit, and there was a second where I was like, shit, am I about to hijack this police ship and get the fuck out of here? Nope. Can't fly this ship. And before people go in the comments and say, oh, it's because you got to upgrade your pilot license thing. Nope. You still can't fly it. You can't fly this ship, or a whole lot of other ships for that matter, no matter what. Just like you can't kill a lot of NPCs, no matter what, because Bethesda wants you to do space their way.
This ship bullship isn't exclusive to just that quest either.
If you've played the game, you know that a lot of the times when you land on a planet, another ship will coincidentally land around the same time, and you can see them and run over there and fight them. And you would assume, I just killed all these pirates. All right, logical next step, loot the ship, take the ship. But a lot of the time, not every time, but a lot of the time, at least for me, just wouldn't let me. Most of the time I just saw this prompt and I didn't know why. So that bounty I mentioned during the shootout with the space cops, yeah, it's very easy to quickly rack up a very high bounty in this game. And whenever you travel to a planet that has a major city, they do a forced contraband scan on your ship before you can land.
Do I even like video games anymore?
They also check to see if you have a bounty in that star system. Contraband can be hidden to help avoid detection on the scan, but it requires having hidden cargo space on your ship.
Why am I here? Why am I doing any of this?
Normal items that you can pickpocket or steal aren't marked as contraband, but they are marked as stolen items, and they have this little red icon, but contraband items always have this orange icon because it means they're extra illegal.
Help me.
So let's start here. Say you want to be a grimy little space thief, so you're constantly pickpocketing and stealing stuff wherever you go. In typical Bethesda fashion, a lot of the time, if you're sneaking and stealing, you won't get caught stealing. Hope you spent the perk point on the stealth thing, but oops, sometimes you just do get detected, even if no one is around to witness you murder that person except that person, or no one is around to witness you steal that cup except that cup. Suddenly, everyone in the galaxy knows that it was specifically you that stole that.
What do you think happens? You think you can just murder someone in real life, and because you were alone in a room with them, you get away with it? That's not how it works, you dense motherfucker. You can't just steal. There are consequences. You can't just steal shit and kill shit. I don't care if the person is alone, quote unquote. Motherfucker, who do you think did it? Your fingerprints are all over it.
Cup, even though apparently cell phones or email or fax machines or texting don't exist.
They got your prints. They caught you on camera.
Quest objectives.
I don't want to do this anymore. Please let me go.
So now you have a bounty in that star system, and then you're like, well, if I already have the bounty, then I guess I'll just keep doing it. And if anyone gets in my way, I'll shoot him because I'm a.
Oh my god! The consequences for my actions. I guess I did something illegal and I murdered a person. Now they want to throw me in jail. This game is so unfun. Wow. Why can't I just murder people?
Freak. That's my identity now.
Grow up.
Freak. I wasn't born this way, but I was molded by Todd and his leather. So you're traveling around, stealing stuff from all these planets, trying to have a grand old time, and your bounty is getting pretty stacked. But oh shit, there's a main story mission in a city that you haven't been to yet, in a star system that you have that giant bounty in. You get scanned, the cops are pissed. You can choose to fight them off and drive fast travel away, but if you want to ever enter that city, you're gonna have to do something about that bounty. So you warp back, and this time you're like, all right, well, I can't pay the bounty because it's insane, so I guess take me to jail.
What are you gonna do? Like, what do you mean? Damn, they won't let me into this on this planet because I've mass murdered 17 other planets. I guess they don't want me to come here and mass murder them. Man, what unfun game design. They won't let me kill everyone on this planet. They're gonna make me not do that.
And when you go to jail in this game, the cops will not only remove every single item from your inventory that was ever stolen, which slowly lists away at the top of the screen one by one, which this is never explained in the game as like some lore accurate space technology that tracks ownership. It's just magic where a cop 4 planets away knows that you stole this specific pen. But your punishment for jail time is an XP debt. It will never lower your current level, but it will erase any current XP progress that you've made towards leveling up, and potentially even put you into the negative as well, if it's high enough. Which it will be. This is kind of like how jail time in Oblivion could randomly lower some of your skills. Starfield says, hey, we know we can't actually force the player to sit in a jail cell, but we want there to be some sort of consequence for being bad. And part of me is like, damn, that's actually kind of interesting and creative, except leveling up takes a long ass time in this game. For example, to level from level 10 to level 11, it's around 900 XP, and it only gets exponentially more grindy the higher you get. So if you have a high bounty, hard to get, you will be in this much debt. Have fun crawling out of that hole, you filthy little pirate bitch. It's also worth noting that much like a lot of stuff in this game, this mechanic is barely explained at all, and the only way to realize that you are in XP debt or track it is to look at the status screen.
I understand having some sort of punishment for doing something bad and getting caught. I really do.
But when leveling is this grindy, and the perks you get from leveling up don't actually work or just straight up aren't worth it, and the game requires you to be scanned in order to land on certain planets because you can't actually just fucking fly.
Maybe don't murder people. Maybe don't be a murderer. Oh, maybe don't.
It's supposed to be viable in the so-called RPG is just super disappointing.
Starfield would be a disappointment regardless of.
Why would being a mass murderer? Why should being a mass murderer who kills every single person in the game, every single person who wipes out entire civilizations on planets just because they think it's funny and they're bored, why should that be an equally valid playstyle to not doing that? Someone explain this to me. Explain it to me. Yes, you can, now. You can say, like, Baldur's Gate as the comparison. You can be pretty evil in Baldur's Gate. Even in Baldur's Gate, it's not as valid to be evil. It just isn't. It's just harder to write a story for being evil. Because you're just gonna kill everyone. So, like, it's just harder. Even Baldur's Gate, the pinnacle of this kind of design, didn't get it right either. So whatever.
Year it came out, but unfortunately for Bethesda, 2023 was obscenely stacked with fantastic games in each of those specific genres that Starfield takes turns cosplaying as.
Relax, I'm heated.
Exploration game with little to no actual meaningful exploration. It is a glorified looter shooter that is.
Can I be honest with you? This Zelda game was whatever. Honestly, I got super bored of this game. I feel like maybe it's not a bad thing, but there was too much to do that there was actually like too much to do. Was it ass? No, I think it was actually pretty fun. I just wish I just did the story. and didn't waste so much time on everything else. Like, I wish I just played through and beat the story and moved on. But I spent so much time on the other shit in it, and it just wasn't that interesting.
Meaningful exploration.
Like, the side quests and stuff were pretty not interesting.
It is a glorified looter shooter that is still catching up to games that are now old enough to be in high school. And it is a role-playing game with so few meaningful roles to actually play and relationships to engage with.
I really want to like this game. I am always going to cheer for Todd and Bethesda because they have given me so many amazing, memorable experiences.
Actually, yeah, no, I actually did really enjoy that game. I lied. I actually did super enjoy it. It's just there was too much to do, I think. There was too much in it, and then once I stopped playing it, I just can never bring myself to play. It's one of those games where, like, if you ever stop playing it, I don't know how you could ever get back into it, you know?
For the past 20 years that have largely influenced my love for
If a game demands your attention for that long, like, and you just can't give it your attention for that long, it's unfortunate, but it is.
I want the next Elder Scrolls game to knock it out of the park. I will always root for anyone trying to make an ambitious video game.
But after seeing what Bethesda has put out over the last decade, I just couldn't contain these thoughts and feelings any longer.
I hope this video was at least kind of interesting, or at the very least digestible in a way that sort of made sense, even though I feel like I should be in the psych ward. If you could still
Good
see
video,
me right
Jakey.
now, thank you so much
Good
for
video.
watching my video, and I'll see you
Maybe you
next
just don't
time.
like
This
space,
is
though.
actually
You ever
my
consider
offer
that?
of
Maybe you
all
just don't like
because
space.
When I was filming the
Think about it.
campfire
Think about it.
scenes, my dumbass didn't realize that a yoga ball that I've been using for like 6 years shouldn't go out in the woods where there's like prickly goat head things, and I popped a bunch of holes in it. But fortunately, my sister, the same one that I stole the original yoga ball from, had another gray yoga ball that's...
I mentioned wanting to play Sky, my favorite quote. My ears.
Never.
I guess he didn't see that one coming. Owned. I wonder what's in his book. You can't even see me. You can't even see me laugh at him. Oh no! How could they? They violated. They violated him. Why did they do? Why did they do this? Rise, my minion! Rise, minion! Rise! I think he's stuck. Oh, he's not stuck. Let's go. Rise, minions! Rise! I love that meme. I love the rise! I thought that was awesome. I love the rise, minions, rise meme. It was so good.